Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Season 2, Nice Milk. Jugs, chocolate milk featuring your favorite chocolate and milk.
Yeah.
He's a little sleepy.
No, I'm just, yeah.
We
So
got a
what's going
tired chocolate over
on?
there.
What's going on? We're talking about Mary Jane.
That devil's lettuce.
Mary Jane.
Lettuce.
I'm in love with Mary Jane. Okay.
Let us smoke, everybody.
I don't smoke that much though.
In the smooth jazz hour.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't really smoke that much either. I actually haven't smoked in almost 3 months. On purpose. For reasons I'm not going to include in this podcast right here. Except one reason, which we'll get into later in the negative side effects, but I'll bring it up early, is memory problems.
Okay.
That's a legit reason. That was one of my big reasons for wanting to take a little breaky poo. And I'm glad I did.
I know my short-term memory is shot, so for sure.
No, it fucks it up. It fucks it up. But there's a lot of fun. You can have a lot of fun smoking a big fat blunt with your friends, as we all know.
Or a joint.
Or
a cross joint.
Or a couple bong rips, a couple gravity bongs.
Or a one-hitter.
Or an infused joint, wrapped in shatter. Rolled through keef. Whatever you want to... Moon rocks.
Wax.
Dude, actually...
Dabs, pens.
Actually, before we get into our intro here, moon rocks, when you buy them in the store, they blow. Like, they suck.
Really?
Yeah, okay, so there's that company out here in AZ, I'm not going to name the name, but they're known for selling moon rocks.
Right.
And, dude, it's like I think originally it was for 1 gram of moon rocks, used to be like $50. And you get this tight little ball of marijuana wrapped in wax, covered in keef. And the thing is, you can't put that shit in your grinder because that's going to completely fuck up your grinder. It's going to get stuck and you're going to lose all your product.
Yeah.
What you got to do is break it apart and put it into, a blunt or a bowl, most likely. But, dude, it really sucks. You should just make it at home.
Right. Right.
I just do. I like to, this is what I like to do. When I make my at-home joints is I'll get a syringe and I'll be filling it up. I'll fill the bottom with a little bit of weed. Put some drops of syringe, more weed, a little bit of keef, more syringe, more weed, a little bit of keef, more syringe. And then I will wrap that shit in shatter. Like you take the shatter, you twist it, you wrap it around, and then you roll that in keef. And then I put another paper on top of that so it locks it all in.
What the hell?
But anyways, guys, we're going to get into this and a lot more on this episode. But as always, we're here to fuck the world.
That sounds like a weed Subway sandwich.
Pretty much, dude.
And your mother...
Eat fresh. No, smoke fresh.
Oh, smoke fresh.
Yeah, smoke fresh.
That sounds cool.
Yeah. And who else are we going to fuck? All right, guys. So welcome to this week's episode of The Marijuana. You know, that good, that cannabis.
Not Peter Parker's love interest, any.
Hey.
Even though she's fine, too.
Yeah, she's fine.
I mean,
Redhead.
we can definitely have
Redheads.
a little bit of Mary Jane, too. Mary Jane.
Mary Jane, baby. Well, before we get into our own personal opinions and beliefs on this wonderful, wonderful subject, let's hit you with a little bit of history to educate you all at home.
History 101.
History 101. Here we go. So, most ancient cultures didn't grow the plant to get high off of it, but they used it more for herbal medicine and religious rituals. That's actually, we're going to get into this a little bit later too, but that's actually what a lot of Latin and Mexican cultures did when they brought it here to America. But then there were certain people here in America who didn't see it that way and they wanted to cut it down. We'll get into that a little bit later. But it's hard to find the exact starting place of where weed grew. There's no exact site, but historians estimate it to be somewhere in Asia.
Makes sense.
Somewhere in Asia.
All the herbal spices and everything, too, from that trade and that whole thing. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of trading going on through Asia, into Africa, even up into Europe.
Right.
And the seeds, were traded along with that. So they slowly got spread out, and depending on what kind of seed they were and what environment they were in, they would either survive or not survive.
Right.
So that was definitely a very common thing that happened. This is concluded based off plant origin analysis and the seed trade.
Right.
And it was a heavily traded item for more ceremonial purposes rather than to get high.
Right.
But that changed a little bit later on.
Man got its hands on it and abused it.
Until those whiteys got it.
Oh.
I'm just being honest, dude.
Damn, I wasn't even
I'm just going to say it. I'm going to say it here. I've said it to you, not on the podcast, but we ruin everything. We ruin everything.
Facts.
We ruin everything. It's just the way it is.
Not all y'all, but history can point out y'all have been the main cause for a lot of shit.
I carry white guilt with me.
But we love our white people, though.
Yeah, we do. We do. No hate.
Yeah, not at all.
Just
all love. All love.
Suspicion.
It's fact. No, I'm kidding.
The history of cannabis cultivation in America dates back to the early colonists who grew hemp for textiles and ropes. Mm-hmm. One of the downfalls, which we'll get into once again a little bit later, is that big paper companies didn't want to go out of business. So they hopped on the train of hemp/marijuana being used to get high so the public would see it as a negative. These big paper companies, especially in the early 19th century, they didn't want to go out of business. So they, even though marijuana grows quicker, taller, bigger, and depending on what kind, closer together, if you're growing sativa or if you're growing indica, it can produce a lot more, which would provide more jobs, which would be cheaper for everybody. But these big paper companies didn't want to go out of business, so they really fucked the people trying to grow hemp.
Right.
Yeah. And speaking of the two strains, we'll start with the most popular strain type, which is indica.
I love indica.
I
love me a good chill blunt. I love me a good mellow high. One time I had a bad experience with sativa. I smoked it and literally I was just going, like, my thoughts were going a million miles a minute and you could hear everything. And I was just like, yeah, I don't want to do this ever again. It's like, hey, go rub your cat. I'm like, shut up.
Well, I'm the opposite on that side, but here's a couple of reasons why people love indica. Indica contains more of the cannabinoids of linalool, which is closely related to lavender. That's why more indica strains have those not all of them, but they tend to have more of those purple hues to them. People are like, yo, give me that purple. That's going to be more. I mean, sativa has the potential,
right.
And nowadays almost every strain is a hybrid leaning one of the two ways.
Right.
But people like indica because it's more the relaxing strain. It helps with insomnia, helps with inflammation, helps with just relaxing after a long day in general. And the indica plant, like I was talking about earlier, typically grows somewhere between 4 to 10 feet with larger leaves, giving it a bushier type of look. So like if you see it, it's going to be fat. Even the leaves, either the middle will turn purple or the whole leaf will turn purple. It just really depends. So that's typical of indica, sorry. It's in relation to India because more of the indica strains were in Southern Asia and India, whereas the other strain we love, sativa, which is my strain, I'm more of a sativa guy. That's because I have bad depression. Helps get me out of the depression.
Get out of here, depression.
Plus, I love that head high. It makes me go, what the fuck's going on? And run through a million thoughts and like cry a lot when you're driving.
I don't like that. Nope. Don't like that.
I like that.
Don't like that. Because I look crazy.
I like that shit a lot.
I look like Smokey.
Smokey the Bear?
No, off of Friday. That scene where where I think he smokes weed with those two cholo dudes. He starts tripping out and shit. But I think they laced it with angel dust in that.
They laced it, yeah.
So,
and he's like running down the street and whatnot.
He's like hearing voices and shit. So
yeah, dude, they laced that shit for sure.
I hear voices in my head.
In my head. One of my friends a long time ago, she got her shit laced. She had to go to the hospital.
Oh fuck.
I think it was laced with either meth or PCP.
Damn.
Yeah, I forget.
How did you get?
Yeah.
That's wild.
She had to go to the hospital.
That's wild.
Fucked up.
Damn, that's fucked up.
Yeah, dude, and that's why we'll talk about this in a second, but legalization versus non-legalization, the benefits, the cons, a lot of different stuff. But let me finish up here on sativa real quick. Sativa is more in relation to African and Mexican strains. It's the upper strain. Gives you the head high, gives you euphoria. This strain is used to fight depression, inflammation, and cause a lot of euphoria. It grows anywhere from 5 to 15 feet, so it's a much taller plant. Has skinnier leaves that branch out further than indica, and they grow farther farther apart. Most users prefer indica though because, as like we said, it helps with inflammation and relaxing, but it even helps with eating problems. So there's a lot of people who can't eat, right? Because their anxiety is so high that they can't eat. So when they smoke indica, it gives them more of the munchies. You know, the cannabinoids.
It gives them appetite.
Gives them appetite, exactly. Like where the cannabinoids hit in the body, which is going to be more like linalool and caryophyllene. Those will help you get those munchies going for sure. But here's one thing we got to keep in mind. Even though it is a downer strain, every type of marijuana, and no matter what form it comes in, edibles, just flower, dabs, pens, whatever form you're getting it in, it will increase your heart rate.
Right.
It will increase your heart rate. Whether it be sativa or indica, it's going to increase your heart rate.
Right.
That's what it does. It's just fact. It's just fact. Hemp, a cousin of marijuana, has 0 to very low levels of THC. It's used to make clothes, paper materials, and various kinds of rope.
There it is.
Nowadays, the plant is used for recreational purposes, medicinal purposes, and mostly research. In medicine, it is used to help fight cancerous cells, inflammation, anxiety issues, and PTSD. A lot of U.S. military veterans consider it their savior for a slew of ailments they may have. So, you can get CBD from extracting from marijuana, but you can get very low levels of CBD also coming from hemp. I know here in Arizona, you have to have less than a 0.3% of THC for it to be legally sellable on the CBD market. But CBD also comes in the form of flour, edibles, and cartridges. And tinctures, body oils, bath bombs, shampoo, even dog treats. Dude, there's a lot of people who used to come into the dispo who would ask for dog treats. You know, they would be like, my dog is having panic attacks. My dog has a really hard time riding in the car. My dog won't stop throwing up, or whatever it is. And one crazy story, the craziest question I ever had, this lady came in and she's like, I need something for my parrot. And I was like, what the fuck? So I was with this customer for like 20 minutes trying to figure out what to get for her parrot. And I found her like this really cheap, low THC weed. And she's like, yeah, my parrot just likes to eat it. And I was like, he can munch on this shit all day. So she bought like a fucking ounce for her parrot.
Jeez. That man's living the good life.
Yeah, fly away, motherfucker. Oh, I guess don't fly away. You're going to be slumped. Yeah, dude, it's crazy. It's crazy what marijuana can do. Me working at the dispensary for so long, like I did, I have a lot of hands-on experience, a lot of knowledge. I mean, it's kind of fading away, even though I'm not smoking as much now because I haven't been at the dispensary for like 6 or 7 months. But
it's not that far. So it wasn't that long.
Yeah, it's not too bad, but I was so fucking stoned that whole time that I guess my memory, it stays in there somehow. Maybe short term, but the long term is paying off. It gets crazy, but. Anyways, I know I've been hogging this podcast for my man Chocolate over there. We needed a little history lesson because here's the thing. Although we all love to roll up, although we all love, hey, let's get a fucking backwood and put 5 grams in there and fucking dip that shit in some fucking concentrate, and then like rip 6 dabs before you go to fucking work. It's important to know the history about this stuff because here's the thing. It is. Not only will it make you look and sound like a more experienced smoker, but when you go into dispos, the bud tender, because like in AZ the lines are so long and it's just like in and out. The bud tenders will want to engage with you. The bud tender will like have an awakening moment and be like, oh, awesome, this customer knows what they're talking about. And oh, this person's coming in is not just fucking high as shit, or even if they are, they know what they're talking about. I'm not going to waste fucking 20-30 minutes of my time trying to be like, can I see those edibles, and can I what do you have in the freezer for dabs, and I want to get a fucking THC smoothie and all this shit.
Jeez.
So,
it's Walmart for weed.
It is Walmart for weed. I mean, especially the place I worked at, they had everything, bro. They had so many products. We had so many products. Like, and in storage, we had over 300,000 pounds of weed.
Damn.
Yeah, like we were. I never went to the storage. I just saw pictures. But
still, that's a lot of weed. Jeez.
Yeah, it's a shit ton of weed, bro.
Now I know why they rob. Well, not trying to promote or anything. So, but now I know why they rob freaking like dispensaries now, because that's wild. I didn't know that. And then, first of all, I didn't even know that they were able to carry that much on them.
Yeah, so it just I mean, I don't know the total like laws behind like what you can store and not store. I just know that they keep the temperature, I think, around like 55 degrees or something like that, maybe 50, to keep it kind of cool in there, and it helps, and it keeps everything, it's nice and packaged, of course. It's not just like sitting out.
Right.
And so, dude, the weed will sit in there sometimes for up to 6 months, and people are like, oh, that's bad weed, but it's not true. Like, if you keep it under the right conditions, it can last a while. Sure, it's all going to degrade. It can degrade from, what is it? From THC to, what is it? Oh, man, I haven't done this shit in a while. But it can degrade into this other form that makes you sleepier. Damn it, I can't remember it. THC into whatever, but it makes you sleepy. It's basically like a lower THC form, but with higher like sleepiness to it, and it's what the weed transforms into over time if you don't touch it and smoke it. So, but there are ways you can bring the weed back. You ever heard of a terracotta stone?
Never.
So terracotta stone is basically the material that is used for a lot of pottery, and the company Raw, which we all know,
Raw cones.
we smoked it. Yeah, cones, baby. Easy packing, dude. I've tried so many fucking times to roll, I can't do it. I've done a couple blunts, but I cannot do joints.
I like the ones that come with the filter at the end, and then it already has like the cone shape. So all you gotta do is just stuff it and then tie the end, because I can't roll a joint to save my life.
Yeah, dude, it's just like a waste of time. It's like, you got the cones, just pack and go.
Right.
You know, like people are like, oh, you got to do it this way. Fuck you.
Right.
It smokes better in the cone anyways.
Right.
Like, talk about like, oh, I can roll it. No. First of all, you waste part of the weed because your mouth is on the end of it. Second of all, you're going to burn your goddamn fingers when it gets to the end. And it's just like, and if you don't burn your fingers, even if you have a roach clip, it's going to get so close to your lips, you're going to burn your lips.
Right.
And it's just like, just get a fucking cone, you fucking bitch. Don't complain about how it's done. Isn't the point the product, not the fucking device?
Right.
Relax.
Very true. Very true.
But yeah, dude. So anyway, sorry. Back to the terracotta thing. It's like this little stone that they sell. It's only about $9 or $10. All you do is you dip it wet and you throw it in your old weed. And what it does basically, you sit it in there. You don't want to sit in there too long. Maybe 2, 3, 4 hours, depending on how old your weed is. And it basically rehydrates your weed.
Oh shit.
So it helps save it, bring it back to life. It's not perfect.
Yeah.
It's definitely not perfect by any. It's not like, oh, it's brand new again. No, it's not. It doesn't go to like what it was. But dude, it brings it back, and you have something a little bit smokable again.
Wow.
Yeah, I have one actually.
That's wild.
Yeah, and I've used it over and over and over and over again, and it still works.
Well, there you go, stoners.
There you go, stoners. You want to save that shit?
Find that old bag of weed in your mom or dad's car from 1982. Well, that's not even accurate, but yeah.
Yeah, it could be. Fucking who knows?
You know, or probably more or less likely like. You're like grandpa's car.
Yeah, grandpa's car. Maybe 2005.
Donkey,
2005 or something.
You know, from Woodstock. No,
yeah. Oh, it's in the bottom of my clothing drawer. What's this, mama?
It's all black as shit.
Yeah.
It's like y'all don't know nothing about this.
It's drier than dead leaves in the fall.
This shit used to send me to the hospital.
Dude, here's another cool thing that for all you hand rolling / machine rolling cigarette smokers out there, you can do the same thing with the terracotta stone to your cigarettes.
Oh, wow.
Same thing. It's going to help bring it back. Once again, it ain't going to be perfect, but it's worth saving you fucking $20, $30 or more.
It'll be fresh enough.
Fresh enough. You know, it's going to be better than a dry cigarette, and it's going to help you, light that shit up and go.
Right.
So, dude, terracotta stones are fucking lifesavers.
Preserve your weed. And you smoke.
Yeah, preserve it.
Whatever you be smoking.
Preserve your shit. And another thing you can do to preserve your shit. This is just turned into like a history lesson.
Yeah, it's just like, yo.
Yeah, another thing you can do to fucking help preserve your marijuana is buy the I don't know the name of them, the little bio packets. Some of the eighths, so like they're little refresher packets that keep the temperature, like there's different ones around 62, 58, 56, 54 degrees Fahrenheit. No, not Fahrenheit. I think it has to do with the percentage of moisture that's in there. And some eighths that you buy at a local dispensary will have them like in there sometimes, but you can buy them online in packs of 10, 20, 30, some shit like that. Dude, throw one of those in, help save that shit. And they last about a week for each packet. And so just throw that in, that'll help preserve it. And then so you don't, and then when the time comes, then you use the terracotta stone. But hopefully by that time you smoked your whole batch.
Jesus. Why does it sound like I'm trying to evolve a Pokemon right now? It's like use a terracotta stone, but you got to use this and this and that, just to get it back to where it was used to be. Yeah. It's just like, yeah.
It's fucking crazy, bro.
That's a lot.
It's fucking crazy. All right. Next thing on the marijuana topic, we're gonna do a little bit more history lesson. This episode should just be called Milk at this point.
Mr. Stabil, dude.
Yeah. I just like to inform the public the best I can,
Public service announcement.
So we know here in America, there is a big war on drugs. In my opinion, there should be some drugs that should be outlawed, like heroin and meth, because that shit is a straight killer. Like literally.
Fentanyl now.
And fentanyl, yes, and fentanyl. And that shit is just destroying lives left and right. I don't think it should ever be legal. It's terrible. Right. It's horrible. Right. But if there's anybody from the U.S. government that you're going to hate, thank God this guy's dead now, but his name is Harry Anslinger. So we're going to talk about this guy for a second. Anslinger. There's actually a weed called Anslinger's Demise that we used to sell at our store. Yeah. It was pretty good, but fuck him. And this is why you're going to say fuck this guy. Mm-hmm. And he fucked up so much shit in America, even more than just the war on drugs. Listen to this. He ruled over the Federal Narcotics Bureau for more than 3 decades. This was a precursor to the DEA. Wow. He implemented stringent drug laws and unreasonable long prison sentences that would give rise to America's prison industrial complex fueled by racism. Woo! So, there's people who've been like, hey, I had a gram of weed on me. I went to jail for 6 years. Yeah. And like some people, I've heard even one single joint, they're in jail for 25 years. Yeah. Like that is absurd. Murder charges who are in 25, 30 years and then they're out. It's like, you murdered somebody. I had one joint. We're in here the same amount of time. Right. What the fuck is this? It makes no fucking sense. Anslinger had his hand over the country's drug legislation. And he was considered the expert on all things illegal drugs. So he basically butted his way in and was like, I'm going to show everybody that I know everything wrong with illegal drugs because I'm a fucking racist. And I'm going to really promote the war on drugs here in America. Due to prohibition ending, Anslinger focused on heroin and cocaine to incarcerate people. But since there were so few cases, he turned to cannabis. Preached about its violence, especially towards white people by minorities.
He was just trying to make that quota, man. Damn.
Fueled by racism, bro.
In the worst way possible.
And this is the other part. As somebody who fucking loves jazz music, listen to this. He said it influenced their satanic jazz music, made them lazy, and here's the worst part, caused white women to seek sexual relations with them.
Attaboy.
He was just jealous he wasn't getting that poon.
Mary Jane.
He was like,
Mary Jane put a spell on you women.
Dude, they loved it. Because, dude, this is what it was.
That's too funny.
Already being, criticized, black jazz musicians, what do? They would sit around all day, play music all night, and get high. And then it's like, what makes women go crazy? Music. Mm-hmm. And so this, fucking, let's whip out the trumpet, play a few notes. These women are going crazy. And then they would be all over the black musicians. And then he was just like, well, this is satanic.
Well, I'm not playing any jazz music, so why don't women gravitate towards me?
Yeah, and he's like, it's because of the marijuana and the jazz.
That's what it is. It's not because I'm 5'4" and I'm ugly as shit.
And he was fat. He was fat.
See, perfect.
Yeah, he's a fat.
Like, bro, get your ass in there.
He was like that classic cartoon character cut out of I'm a rich government person. He's got that fat ass belly.
That man looked like George Costanza from Seinfeld. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, he was an ugly motherfucker, dude. And this sounds racist, but these were his words.
Oh Jesus.
He's talking about jazz. It sounded like jungles in the dead of night.
Damn.
Yeah.
He didn't hold back on this, man.
He didn't But think about that. I'm actually going to take this in a positive light. If you're in the jungle in the dead of night and you just hear saxophones and trumpets,
I would feel very safe.
I would be like, oh, this is awesome.
I'd be like, ooh.
Where's the lounge chair?
Yeah, I'm like, yo, where's the snack? Yeah. The candles, man, the coffee, shit.
Yeah, dude.
I feel really at ease, though.
Right? I know. You'd be like, oh, fucking Puma's about to rip my face off.
This tiger literally chased me down this whole thing, and I hear jazz music. I know I'm okay now. No,
I'd be into it. I want to go out high and listen to the jazz. Let's go. And surrounded by white women? Well, I don't know about the white pervert.
That's not jazz, is it?
That's like scat. Scat, which is it's a form of jazz. That's okay. There's not a lot of it. Well, at least I don't listen to it.
Yeah, me either, bro.
Here's a quick jazz history in relation to marijuana.
Oh, snap.
So there was this song called Got the Jive.
Yeah?
Jive.
No way.
Is an old term for marijuana.
Yo.
So people would say jumping, jiving,
jumping and smoking,
right? So it used to be people used to think it's I'm jumping and jiving, I'm jumping and I'm dancing.
Yeah.
But jive was an old New York term for marijuana. So yo man, you got that jive?
You want to go smoke some jive, brother?
Yeah.
Damn, that sounds pretty smooth.
Yeah, fucking sick. Smooth jazz, dude.
Hey man, trying to smoke some jive, brother?
I'd be into that shit, no question.
Hell yeah, I'm trying to smoke some jabs.
Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah.
So, fuck Harry Anslinger's the summary of this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, though, he has to be that cool, though. It's like, because he got a weed name after him, so, you know.
See, that's the other part about that. When I heard there was even though it says demise at the end of it, which is a negative connotation,
right?
I was like, why would you even take your fucking time out and make it like fuck you for naming it like that?
Y'all still
like,
gave him that energy, man.
Yeah, exactly. You're giving him the energy. Fuck that. That's exactly. I don't even want to say his fucking name on here because
it's like Voldemort.
Yeah, pretty much.
Harry Potter.
That's the sound from episode 3. When this I used to do this in elementary school. So
Azkaban?
Yeah, it's when Harry's on the train and then the Death Eater, is that what they're called?
Yeah.
He opens the door and he like does the finger or wand at him, and then as Harry's passing out, you hear Harry's mom's voice, and it's just like that. Harry. But when I was in 6th grade, like I could do a lot more high pitched and whatnot.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, dude, it's fucked up.
Oh yeah,
it's fucked up.
Harry Potter though.
Yeah, Harry Potter though. Honestly, we're gonna have a quick. I thought. What's the vampire movie? Twilight. I thought Twilight was better overall.
As like a saga series.
Okay, if you consider all 8 Harry Potters,
dude, you are
versus
walking
Twilight.
a thin line.
I know. Here's the thing. I loved 1, 2, and 3 of Harry Potter. The first 3, awesome. I watched the second one especially the most.
But Twilight, okay, hold up though. Twilight's not even on the same level as Harry Potter because I think Twilight was made. The first Twilight was made by one director, right? And then the other ones were kind of taken over by somebody else that I think ruined them. So
really,
yeah, yes, it was not the same director.
Oh,
from the first one, because the first one was an indie film and stuff. They did it as an indie film. It wasn't even popular in like the mainstream yet. It was just like, okay, everyone's read this book. Let's make a little quick movie out of it and stuff. They actually cast it pretty quick and stuff, and and lo and behold, it actually panned out that it was good. Harry Potter has had the same director, same consistency since day one, man.
No.
You can't sleep on any of those Harry Potter movies. They're all good.
No, they got bad towards the end.
What?
Like 6th.
Which one?
It started getting bad around number 5.
That was a Goblet of Fire, wasn't it?
No.
Yeah.
Was it? What was number 4 then? It goes...
The Half-Blood Prince?
No, Half-Blood is 5. I think Goblet's 4.
Okay. Wait.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
With that hot, like, Swedish chick and all her sisters.
I'm gonna have to go
and all her sisters in there.
Yeah. And then the dance and stuff?
Yeah, the dance. Yeah, that was number 4, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Because here's my thing. Overall, it's better. Like, although, what's her name? Kristen Stewart, I don't think she's a very good actress.
Kristen Stewart.
Yeah, Kristen Stewart. She's not a great actress. And then, obviously, Emma Watson's the best actress out of those 3 from her.
How could you say that? Freaking Twilight's better then.
Because of, like, the story and just how the feel and, like, how it went. Like, yeah, sure, that baseball scene is cheesy as fuck. But it's like... I liked it overall better. It was more entertaining. And, like, here's the thing about Harry Potter. The last couple of episodes, it's just Harry. I know yes, I get it. The name of the fucking thing is Harry Potter. But all the other characters, like, went from, like, oh, it's Harry and all his friends to, like, yo, what up? I'm just Harry. Fuck Hermione and fuck Ron. That's what it turned into.
That's what I was, too.
Nah, different.
Yeah, it was.
No.
Yeah, it was. Yes, it was.
You high, dude. You smoked before
2
this,
was when
didn't you?
Edward left, okay, and he was about to get freaking fucked up by that secret society. And then it was literally about how Bella was depressed without him. And yeah, no, it was the same shit. Nothing, no, you can't say Harry Potter is not better than Twilight, bro. A saga series? Hell no.
I'll give it another watch, but nah.
God, this guy.
I'm sticking to it.
Twilight's crap.
Speaking of negative sides.
Don't get me started on the werewolves. The werewolves were shit.
Okay, the werewolves were kind of shitty.
They were big-ass giant huskies. Like, what? No.
Yeah, they weren't that fierce.
And the vampires sparkled. What tough vampire would you ever...
it's girly, bro. Like, just let it be.
That explains everything. No, okay.
Well, speaking of negative sides to things, let's talk about some negative sides of marijuana. So, one negative, I know people are like, what? This is a positive. But it's stronger now than it is before, which makes it more addictive. 2, 2, it affects short-term memory. 3, it hurts your lungs.
Yep.
4, it increases your blood pressure.
Yep.
And I've actually seen studies where it actually like can slowly clog some of your vessels and stuff like that.
Jeez.
5, there's concentrates, including shatter, butter, sugar, wax, and crumbles, not being clean, as in, especially if they're made with butane rather than like CO2. If the butane is not extracted, whether through like winterization or something like that, and the butane is stuck in there, that's why you go to the store and you see some shatter with some dark spots or like darker colored shatter when it should be more like a yellow gold, and it's more of like a brown gold. And it's like, okay, that butane was not extracted properly. So butane not being extracted can be bad. It affects brain development in young people.
Damn.
It can increase a higher likelihood of depression. So I know a lot of people,
Yep.
especially for myself, smoke because of depression. But what I realized too, this actually goes hand in hand with anxiety issues too, is that sometimes I thought, oh, I'm going to smoke. Like, I know I said I like sativa, but even if I smoke a hybrid or indica leaning, I'm like, oh, it's going to help with my depression and help my anxiety. No, it didn't, because what happens is it actually would increase my anxiety because I would sit around and do nothing, and then I realized I didn't do anything, so then I'd get more depressed and more anxious that I didn't do anything.
Right.
And then just in general, it would make those stronger feelings stronger.
Right.
And it kind of brings you to those negative places, and it keeps you up in your head thinking about all the bad shit. So it really has a likelihood to get you to those places. Another reason, it helps you escape your feelings, which is never healthy. Never healthy. I get it sometimes when stuff is too strong, you need a couple days to just let it be, and then you cry it out or scream it out or run it out or work it out or whatever it is to get it out, and that's what you need to do. And then the last thing it does, it decreases testosterone. So for men, marijuana can affect testosterone.
Damn.
Yeah, so like I knew a lot of times people would talk about sperm count in relation to marijuana. It doesn't destroy your sperm. It just causes the reproduction of them to slow down.
Right.
So overall, testosterone in general is going to get affected. So those are some negative sides that I think everybody should know. There's probably a lot more, and there's more that are going to be discovered over time, but that's what happens. Oh, I figured out what that thing is. So THC, okay, so this is how THC goes. It starts as CBDA, THCA, and it converts to THC in its most activated form. And then, like I was saying, it sits over time, then turns to CBN, which is another, which is the sleepy part of marijuana. Then you got other stuff like CBG, which will help with like inflammation, anxiety, stomach issues. And then THCV, which is the best form of getting the munchies. So like if somebody has an eating issue, it's the other way around. THCV helps stop you eating. So if you have a problem with overeating, you smoke strains that have THCV in them, it's going to help you stop smoking.
Right.
And there's a lot more facts. I used to like have this shit down at the dispo, but now I'm like slowly like it's
a lot to take in.
Dude, there's a lot. Dude, I have books filled with notes.
Like, holy shit.
I got like stuff even from.
I just knew your basic, like sativa, indica, hybrid, and then like all the cool strand names. Like, I think my favorite one to date that I actually had, and I was actually happy to have it because I didn't think I was ever gonna taste it, was freaking Pineapple Express. And if you ever seen the movie, the freaking movie hypes it up to be like the best weed strand ever, and it honestly it is. It's just top tier, for sure.
I've had it once, but it wasn't like a super good one.
Okay.
It was like a mid to low tier form of it. It was all right.
Yeah.
I like more like Blue Dream, Amnesia Haze.
Have you heard of I think it's called Skywalker OG.
I've had Skywalker OG.
That shit's good.
I've had Larry
OG.
Cherry Pie.
I think they got a name for a lot of like.
There's so many names.
Like Shaq. Or like,
there's so many names.
The Diesel.
There was one.
Sour Lemon Diesel's one.
Yeah, sour lemon diesel, sour diesel in general.
Sour diesel.
Those are more like sativa strains.
Right.
There was one dedicated to Kobe. I know that.
I don't want to say Black Mamba, but it might have been Black Mamba.
I think it was Black Mamba. Yeah, I think it was Black Mamba. Yeah.
That's like his brand.
Yeah, pretty much, dude. And then the most popular brand that everybody probably knows out there is Cookies.
Cookies.
Everybody knows Cookies, but I haven't had too much of theirs to say. I've had mostly just like Arizona type strains. I mean, I had a few, every time I hit up Cali.
Right.
Arizona type companies. I hit up a few different ones when I got out in Cali and stuff like that. But I can't even think of the strains because there's so many.
Yeah,
like I'm blanking
there's
on.
There's a lot.
There's
I think
like
they have a name for everything.
Blackberry Kush,
Red Velvet,
Bubba Kush, which is
Oreo Crumbs,
which is really another favorite one. Dog's Butthole.
I heard of a one called I think it's called the Frosted Flakes.
I haven't had that. I mean, maybe it comes in the cartridge, but I've never.
It's like super crystally.
And it depends, dude. Like crystals really depend on when you harvest.
Mm-hmm.
So what people typically look for is what if you didn't know this, the little crystals on the buds are called trichomes.
Oh shit.
They're called trichomes, and there's actually multiple different types of trichomes. Some grow on the leaves, some grow on the stalk, some grow on the actual buds itself. The form of what you want to harvest your buds at when you're doing it, people usually look for like either 60-40 ratio of clear to brownish.
Yeah.
When they're harvesting, some people do 50-50. Just depends on the grower you're asking, but that's when they harvest. And then they'll let it cure over time. They'll let it dry, then they'll cure it for a couple weeks, and then it's ready to go and ready to smoke. You can't just pull that shit off the plant and ready to smoke. You gotta let it dry, gotta let it cure, gotta let it come into its form.
Right.
But some people, if you see too many crystals, they'll argue that that's too early. If you see too many brown crystals, they'll argue that that's late. It just really depends, and then it also depends on all the cannabinoids and all the terpenes that are inside of the bud, which will affect how they enter your body and like basically how they get distributed and how they affect a bunch of stuff in your body.
There it is, man. Someone get this man a degree. Jesus, man.
I like I said, I bought a lot of books and I read a lot of articles, watched a lot of videos, took a lot of notes. I asked questions every fucking day when I was at the dispensary.
Weed.
There's so many things, dude. And I could go on about this shit, but we're going to divert it into something fun. Let's talk about the fun. I wrote out a fucking fat list here. But
okay.
But let's talk about some of the fun shit you've done with marijuana.
Damn. Oh man. Too many to count, but honestly, I remember one time and I'm not sure if I was either like dehydrated or whatever and stuff, but we were smoking during the summer. And it was me and a close friend, and we smoked outside his house. And I think the only strain he got at that time was like Blue Dream and stuff. So we used to always smoke we used to rip like 2 blunts of Blue Dream and stuff. And mind you, it's a hot summer, so literally I would wake up and walk straight from my apartment over to his house, and we would just smoke. So I never ate anything in the morning. I didn't have water or anything. So I remember one time we got freaking high as hell. And I walked inside of his house to get a glass of water, and literally my whole body blacked out, dude. And I ended up and all I remember was that I think I ended up hitting his cabinet head first, was dizzy. I like literally blurred vision. And then I was trying to stumble back to the front door, and he started freaking out. He's like, Nate, are you good? You good? And I'm trying to play it off. I was like, no, I'm good, man. I'm good, you know. I literally fell, hit the wall, and then face planted on the carpet, dude. And he was like, dude, should I call 911? Should I call? I was like, no, man, I'm good.
I'm bleeding, but I'm good.
Yeah, you know. So then finally, he got me over to the couch, and like finally everything started to calm down, and like I was chilled out and everything and stuff. But yeah, that was probably like my worst. And honestly, it wasn't even a worst memory. It was just like one of the things of like, damn, I was high as shit.
Damn.
You know. And then I've never gotten why movies I guess they glorified like the weed trip being as trippy as shrooms.
It's not even close.
And it's not even close.
Not even close. Yeah.
And movies have movies and TV shows have always glorified that part of weed. Like
yeah.
Like you just trip. Like you just see random stuff, you know.
Oh, a dragon!
Like, you know, and I'm like, I've never had that happen.
No, I've never seen anything either.
So
no.
I'm like, what?
I will admit, when I was younger and I started smoking,
right.
Especially throughout college, the highs I used to get were way more powerful than the ones I get nowadays.
No, for real.
I don't know if that has to do with tolerance but I mean, I even taken huge breaks before, like over a year.
Right.
And I don't know if that has to do with tolerance or just age or just like expectation, but yeah, dude.
I feel like the weed in high school was a lot better. It was
Dude, I'm just telling you.
Potent, And
I think our brains are more susceptible to it.
That's very true too. And then plus two, you do build a tolerance for it. And like what?
But the thing is, like, if you stop smoking for a while,
it gets kind of weak and stuff. Because, but once you get in that routine again, you kind of find your groove.
Because here's the thing:
with it.
THC is stored in your fat cells.
Yeah.
So if you work out a bunch and have a healthy diet, low fat diet, low carb diet, stuff like that, you're gonna fucking get rid of all of it. And plus, usually comes out in your sweat and your pee. So like, depending on how much you smoke, like for me, I'm almost 3 months out, and actually I want to go buy a drug test right now to see if I still pop. Right. Because last time when I stopped smoking, I still popped for 45 days.
Damn, dude.
Afterwards, and this time I smoked 5 to 10 times the amount I used to.
Yeah.
Before I took a break.
Well, if the week counts like that, like if it counts like every time you smoke and stuff, I think they say that it takes about like 2 weeks and stuff for it to fully get out of your system.
It's much longer than that.
Oh, really? Much longer than that?
If you smoke one time, it's going to take 2 weeks.
Yeah. No, right. But
if
like,
you're a habitual daily smoker, it's going to take and you have a lot of fat on you, it's going to take a while.
No, yeah.
Dude, and that's the other thing I saw in the dispensary happen a lot. A lot of these like giant guys would see these tiny girls come in and they'd be like, "Can you handle that?" I'm like, "Dude, it's not the same thing as alcohol."
Right.
Like, sure, a tiny girl takes 2 shots, 3 shots, she's fucking wasted. You can drink like a whole case of beer and a fucking handle.
You're A-okay.
But dude, you could take a tiny bite of this brownie and she could eat the whole fucking brownie and you'll be fucked up and she'll be okay.
Right.
Like, it has nothing to do with size.
Deadass.
Has nothing to do with size. Has to do with susceptibility. I'm going to fucking lay the line down.
The only time size does not matter.
Yeah. You hear that, ladies?
Size doesn't matter when it comes to weed.
Yeah, bro. I had one experience like that. I was like 20 or something, and we were doing gravity bongs at the... I used to be obsessed with gravity bongs. I used to be so obsessed. I would make them out of tinfoil, poke them in holes, do all that shit. I loved it. I had them like on the go. Right. I actually had my friend one time make a waterfall, which is like the just the direct inverse of a gravity bong, out of a glass Perrier bottle. He drilled a fucking hole in the bottom of it, but I never got to use it because my mom found it in my car.
Jeez.
So that was some bullshit. But anyways, the one experience I had, I was ripping gravity bongs with my friends like right outside his back porch, and I took this huge fucking rip, and I immediately walked inside and face planted on the floor.
Dude.
And the thing with me, I think I talked about this off podcast, but no matter how much I smoke or how long I smoke, I cough like a motherfucker.
Yeah, bro, still.
Joints, pens, I fucking can't stop coughing.
Same.
I mean, when I was smoking like really, really heavily, it got like the slightest bit better. Mm-hmm. But dude, I can't stop coughing.
Right. And then what sucks was that like it used to be really embarrassing. So, cause I used to I used to smoke for like years and stuff. So like at any point in time that I coughed and stuff because it was a good hit or anything, people would be like, "Oh, you got baby lungs. You're a rookie." I'm like, "No, dude. I've been smoking as long as you, fool. Like, get out of here with that bullshit."
I don't understand. Like, I think it may be because maybe me and you have allergies and we are. I mean, I have a deviated septum.
I think it's because too I did have asthma as a kid, so I think that's probably why.
It's probably the asthma
fucked up and shit. So
yeah,
that would make sense.
It's fucked up, dude. I remember another time. So that girl that the one that I talked about, where she more like gave me throat instead of head. You know what I mean?
Jesus.
So she
bingo.
Yeah, she used to work at like an extraction place up north, and so we started hooking up, and she brought me to her house one time, and this was the first time I ever saw shatter or dabs being made in home. So they got the butane with the plastic tube. They shoved all the weed in there, and you don't just have to put the nice stuff. You can put stems, and you can put leaves in there too. Right. And what they did is basically, I think they got the butane that they pushed through was very cold, and then they have to put it onto a hot plate. And they like turned off all the lights in the house because they said it could like affect the electronics. I didn't understand that part. Yeah, I didn't understand that part. But I basically got to see that happen, and then we ripped some of it, dude. And me and her went on a walk outside, and I just remember being like, this is one of the first, like, this is like early when I first started doing like dabs and concentrates. I just remember being just so blasted. And like, we didn't even end up hooking up because I was so high that she just like sat me on the bed and she's like, "I'm going to take care of you."
Like, thank you.
And I was like, fuck. Like, I was so fucking blasted.
Nah, yeah. I've done it all, dude. Wax is probably harsh though. Super. It's like the hardest out of like regular bud. The pens are not as bad as they used to be. Like wax though, for sure, dude. I'm freaking usually coughing up like lung or You know, like I'm thinking I'm almost dead. You know, yeah, man, wax is too much.
Yeah, it's a lot, dude. And
Well,
honestly,
right,
I like flour better than wax anyways.
Yeah.
I just like the high it gives.
Yeah.
Like I get it, like wax is more instant and like you can save money overall, blah blah. Even though you got to pay for can of butane over and over again.
Right.
But it's like, I don't know, I'm a flour guy, dude. I love the feel of the joint. I like the taste of the joint. I like how it hits. I like the exhale. I like the way it comes in a little bit slower. And like you get to really, what I like too is you get to analyze the bud. Like I used to take notes about every joint I smoked to analyze it and talk about the strain, how I felt, how it tasted. Like I did like a whole breakdown. I would open the jar, not look at it, do a smell test first. Then I would do a visual test. Then I would do a test of how it breaks in the grinder. And then I would do a taste test. So it's called a dry hit, where you just pull it before you light it. Right. So you just take a drag on it before you light it. And then I would analyze it as it burns down. And I'd take notes on all this so I could like figure out which strains I want. And then I'd look up the cannabinoids and all the breakdowns of terpenes within that strain, look up the ones similar to that, and base my fucking views off that. So 1, I knew how to save money. 2, I know what I like to smoke. And 3, I knew how to have a fucking good ass time and fucking control my mood if I was ever in a bad one. Yeah, dude, I was hardcore about this shit.
Sweet, Jesus. Yeah, I was never into. Nah, I was just like, yo, give me the best shit that's gonna fucking make us
get me slapped,
knock out. I'm like, you know, I didn't care. So
yeah, so
but that's no.
I cared a lot.
That's some real nerd shit.
I'm a fucking weird. Like my mom used to tell me I was an extrovert growing up.
Okay,
I'm not, dude. I'm an introvert. I'm an introvert who has like extrovert qualities. Like once you get to know me, then I'll blabber and stuff like that. But like even still, like I still am still like me by myself. You know, I like isolate a lot. I'm in solitude and like
I just want to sleep.
I just want to sleep.
Fly. Leave me alone.
Yeah, bro. Where's the first place you ever smoked?
First place I ever smoked? Okay. So it's a cross between, so it was, it was 8th grade. And we were going to the last basketball game in middle school. And I remember my friends who we all went and stuff, we all kind of like stayed after school and stuff, and we waited till the game started. So we went behind. I think we smoked right in front of the gym and stuff. And he pulled out a joint, and we got blazed as fuck, dude. And that was my first time high. So I went into that basketball game tripping balls, dude. All the teachers were there, all the students and stuff. So we had a good time and everything. But I was just like, dude, like I was paranoid the whole time and stuff, and I knew I looked funny. I was sweating. And then one thing that always gave it away every time I was high, which always got me caught, dude, was that my eyes get super red.
Mine too.
Eyes get bloodshot red every time I smoked.
Yep.
And literally all my friends would be like, dude, what the fuck, man? Like your eyes are red every time, and it like never failed. So like literally after a while, and so I would have to carry around like eye drops and shit.
Me too.
You know,
Me
I
too.
used to get tired of having to do eye drops every time I smoked, dude. That shit used to get. I was like, fuck, man. Like,
yeah.
Like, why can't I have eyes like you guys?
I know,
my
right?
friends would always have clear eyes. I think the only thing that happened to their eyes was that like it would just get super glossy.
Yeah.
You know, mine would get like bloodshot red. They're like, bro, either he's fucking cracked out, drunk, or or tired. But
yeah, dude, that's your blood vessels dilating.
You know,
that's where the increased heart rate comes from.
It's like, damn,
dude, and like here where I live when I was smoking, I got eye drops in the bathroom and a pack of eye drops in my car. Oh, so I can't ever fuck up. And the one time I fucked up where I lost that Perrier bottle was because me and my friend smoked in like a preschool parking lot or whatever. And I came home and I was so high. First of all, I didn't know how I got home because I was so goddamn high. Like I was one of those where we were listening to music in my car, staring at the street light, and I literally was like lost in the street lamp because of the music and shit like that. Yeah, I don't know how I got home, and I don't even know where we smoked. I can't drive back to the place where we smoked at even today. But I forgot to put eye drops in before I went inside, and my mom was like doing like the fucking white mom thing of, where were you? Why your eyes look like that? Why do you smell like that? And then they searched my car and found all these papers and lighters, and I was fucked. Oh, yeah, it was fucking bullshit, bro.
That's.
Yeah, but dude, the other thing I used to do is I used to do eye drops to save money and time. I would do eye drops in only one eye. So then people, so people would be like, so if anybody asks to be like, dude, your eye's red, only one of them though.
you clever.
Yeah, and be like, oh
okay.
yeah, dude, I had something itchy in it or something.
And then they're like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
And then if the other one looks watery, you could just be like, oh yeah, I was rubbing the shit out of him.
Right.
You know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I never used to do that.
I know, that's fucking... That's just my mom was all over me. I just try to think of, any way to
And then we used to think that cologne smell would, like, outmusk the fucking weed, and it never did.
Only if you're outside.
It would just mix, and then it would just smell like some very, like, raunchy-ass weed and stuff. I remember going back to class after ditching, bro. Oh, my God. I can't tell you how many times, like, teachers were like, God damn. It smells like a dispo in this motherfucker. I don't think I ever got caught by a teacher, though. I think teachers were just like, it's just Nate. The fucking class clown and shit. So they were like, he's cool. At least he showed up to class.
Give him a pass.
So.
Yeah, bro, I figured out the secret to that, especially having a beard. So you do this. First of all, you got to smoke outside so it doesn't stick to you. But if you're smoking inside, you can do this. First thing is wash your hands.
Yeah.
And then put hand sanitizer on after you wash them. Then you got to wash your face because the smoke sticks. Even without a beard, it'll stick to your skin and your teeth. Wash your face. And then if you have gum or mouthwash, most likely just gum, chew that fucking gum, and then you put the cologne on and the eye drops, and then you're good. But washing your hands and washing your face is a key.
That makes sense.
Is a key to getting rid of that fucking extra smell.
That makes sense.
Because there's no way. What are you gonna do with your clothes? Take your clothes off? No, that's not gonna happen. Like
walk back into classes. Like,
even
what's going on here?
Even when you, what's the thing called where you put the tissue paper or the You ever make one of these?
Oh, I remember those. It used to be the paper towel roll.
Paper towel roll, usually the toilet one, or I guess
a dryer sheet.
Dryer sheets and
you would
tissues.
blow your smoke into there because it would make the weed smoke more.
It barely did anything.
More bounce or more tidier.
It's supposed to make you like cleaner and it barely did shit.
It didn't do anything.
It barely did shit. I forget that
it was a cool invention though.
Yeah, I forget
Very cool.
And they make professional ones too. I've seen them. I forget what that thing is fucking called though.
I don't know. Dude.
I don't know. I can't think of the name right now.
I remember my friend did it because we smoked in his house. And he was like, "Hey man, my house can't smell like weed, so we got to do this, or we got to smoke outside." And we tried it a little bit, and then literally like an hour went by, and we were like, "Damn man, your house smells like weed, bro." Had to open all the windows and shit.
Yeah, you got to be careful on that. So. Yeah, especially when I like hotbox my car, will smell like weed for like a week. Yeah. And I'll drive with like my windows down, no matter how hot or cold it is. It's like I gotta get this fucking smell out of here because if I get pulled over, I'm fucking screwed. So man. A couple more noteworthy things. I just want to list these off real quick that I did. Everyone smoked out of apples. I've smoked out of a couple apples before.
Apples, Monster cans, Coke cans.
Coke can. I did a Coke can a couple times. Never did a Monster can, but I've done cool. Coke can like twice, 3 times, something like that. I smoked a cross joint one time, which is really fucking cool. I made a snow fort at a playground at an elementary school in the middle of a snowstorm in Chicago. We like went, like playgrounds are raised, so we built walls around where the pipes were, and we smoked in there in the middle of a snowstorm.
That's dope.
So that was pretty cool. Another really cool thing I did is my buddy at that same college, he made a pipe out of clay.
Yo.
And so he put it in the kiln and got it fired up and all that stuff. And we would smoke out of that pipe, the clay one. And the coolest time ever is that I went to this really strict Christian school, college one year, and we had chapel twice a week on Tuesdays and Thursdays at like 8 or 9 in the morning. It was mandatory. Damn. You could only miss 2 a semester, and it was mandatory. Assigned seats, all this shit. Yeah, it was fucked up. So me and him, it snowed. It was probably like a foot, maybe 2 feet of snow.
Right.
And me and him went into the woods, and we smoked out of that clay pipe before we went to chapel. And I remember I was like almost in direct line with the organ, and it was like a huge organ, giant organ. And when they played that fucking organ, like I literally felt like from fucking Half Baked.
All
like,
the waves?
Like fucking lifting out of my seat. The organ was like going through my whole fucking skeletal system. And I was just like, holy fucking shit. Like it was one of the coolest experiences like ever, dude.
Oh no.
Okay, I'll keep it quick on the other things. I've smoked the biggest thing I've ever smoked was a 10-gram blunt with concentrate in it. which was last year. I smoked that. Yeah, I have pictures of it. It was
Man.
It was a fat fucker. I've made marijuana tea out of the stems. Like I showed you, I had that pile of stems.
Yep.
Basically, you boil the stems, you throw some butter in there so the THC latches onto the butter. Then you filter it, and then you can put whatever tea bags in there you want.
Yummy.
Pretty good, and it gets you fucking smacked too.
Yummy,
yeah,
yes.
the stems are full of THC.
Save 'em.
Yeah, dude, really fucking cool. Okay, and the coolest thing that I've ever felt that I've done to this day, which is a little whack, is I ripped a gravity bong out of a stream. There's a stream near my house, and I literally stood in the stream, wide legs spread, and I ripped a gravity bong out of the fucking stream.
I'm gonna talk about fresh ass water.
Yeah, and I actually tried to do that same thing in the Chesapeake Bay. I was on my friend's boat.
Yeah.
I had a gravity bong ready to go. I was going to lean off the back of the boat and rip it out of the Chesapeake Bay, but I couldn't do it because it was too windy. So the water was choppy as fuck.
Damn you, nature.
Yeah, damn you, nature. I couldn't rip it out. I had it all ready. So we had to like smoke a bowl like in his cabin, in his boat. Because it was so windy, all the weed would get blown away and all that kind of shit.
Right.
But yeah, so that was pretty much all the cool things I've done with weed that are like noteworthy, I guess. So, R.I.P. my lungs.
R.I.P.
R.I.P.
They're long gone.
You do anything cool before we wrap up here?
I remember I went to this charter school and I was in art class and I think we were messing with clay too. And I didn't know what to make because my art teacher literally knew I was a huge stoner and stuff, but she was really cool and stuff because I used to get, like good grades and stuff. I used to always listen to make her laugh. So she was like, Nate, I swear, if I see anything smoke related, I'm coming for you. So literally, right? It was like it was like the last day and it was our final. I had to make something, right? So I literally made a little ashtray and stuff. But I told her it was for something else, and I forgot what I told her it was for. It was a little cute little ashtray I made and stuff, and it was gonna be used for like my joints and my blunts and everything and stuff. And she passed me. Woo! I was like, yo, attaboy.
Dude.
She didn't even she was like, wow, this is really cute. Cause I even got really detailed with it. I even like decorated it. I put little I put like little like wax stuff. I put like little dots and colorful,
Yeah.
Like shapes on whatever on it and stuff. And she was like, wow, I really like this. I wonder what it is. I'm like, yeah, it's
You're such a good boy.
And then I got home and it's like, let me use this.
Hey, boys.
Break this in real quick.
Hey, boys. Dude, smooth. Pulling the teacher's leg. I like it.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. That's dope. That's what it's about right there.
Weed memories, man.
Dude, weed memories, whether you remember it or not, because if you're too high or not high enough or whatever you want to fucking call it,
right?
There's a lot, dude.
Right.
Marijuana's got its ups, it's got its downs. Your choice if you want to smoke it at the end of the day.
Very true. Don't lean into peer pressure, kids.
Don't lean into peer pressure.
Men and women.
But but it does help with some medical problems if you're severe enough. Go ahead and give it a try because I know it can be cheaper potentially than modern medicine, just depending on what ailment you're looking at and what problem you have and what your budget looks like, stuff like that.
Very true.
If you live in a state that's legal, whether it just be recreational or medical, or if you can grow in your own state, try to see if you can find a buddy or somebody who can hook you up or at least show you how to do it. It's not that hard to grow. You can do an at-home grow system, stuff like that. But anyways, I know I keep going off because
don't get caught.
All this shit's coming back to me as the more I talk. It's all coming back to me.
Right.
But anyways, guys, your choice to smoke or not smoke. Have fun with it. Don't have fun with it. Do whatever you like. Personally, I'm taking a break right now, but that's just for some personal reasons. And who knows when the return will be? Maybe my birthday.
The return of the Mac.
You said Mac.
Yeah. And that's how.
Do you not know who I fucking am?
And that's how like Star Wars, dude. I was like, what the fuck?
Oh, we hear the call of Benji. Even though people say that was the worst episode, that's like one of the best songs.
That was when
The Duel of Fates.
Annie fights Obi.
No.
Yeah.
That's when Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon fight Darth Maul.
I think they played it at the end of the third prequel one.
They might have used it more than once, but it's from the first one.
No, right.
Yeah.
Right. And then that scene where like their paws and stuff because of the force field. And
Oh yeah, and he's like, no.
And then Darth Maul's just walking back and forth until that thing goes down.
He's like,
oh, I can't wait to fuck you up after this.
Yeah. He's
down.
like, well, yeah.
Everyone's just like, shit, Qui-Gon's dead, bro. And he fucking kicked ass. So.
He did, yeah. Sliced that motherfucker in half. It was great.
He did.
That scene was great. I like episode 1. I don't know what all the hate's about.
I think it's because and stuff like it doesn't go in depth with who Anakin's father was, dude. Like, dude, it didn't make any sense and stuff. Like, how is this powerful child, and no one knows who the fuck his dad is. It's like, yo.
Well, she said,
could have got a black kid to play that.
But his mom said there was no father, and so
how is that even possible?
Hinting at Christianity, like the Virgin Mary,
like the Force just birthed this child.
Yes,
but I mean, it turned out completely fucking different because
I know
he supposed to bring balance to the Force, Annie.
Yeah,
and he ended up slaughtering
the devil was like, "Let me get in there."
For real, dead ass.
Yeah, or it was the guy who owned him. What's up, Watto? the flying blue guy,
fat fly dude. Yeah,
what does he say? Kuba Chinoya. Be gone with him.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's Boss Nass. I'm getting all fucked up.
This is okay.
Yeah.
And Jar Jar Binks, dumbass.
Yeah. As we always say, guys, if your friend is struggling or you know somebody who's struggling, always suggest 988.
Call that number.
Suicide hotline. Get that fucking phone up, dialing. There's also apps available, online services. Talk to your neighbor, talk to your friend, even talk to somebody random. I know they probably won't want to listen, but at least it's a attempt.
Talk to your pets.
Talk to your pets. Anything at all is helpful.
Vent.
Anything at all is helpful.
Vent. But this is a good night from Chocolate, and we'll see you guys on Chocolate Milk next time.
See you guys next time. We should insert like a bong rip.
Mexican American. No, man.
We got to do our new thing at the end right here.